Minnesota. This is the lady slipper. Specifically, it's the white and pink lady slipper, and or like really light yellow. It was adopted as the state flower in 1902. Takes many. It's illegal to pick the lady slipper in Minnesota. It takes a very long time for it to grow. For instance, 15 years after planting it, it would be just barely sprouting. But once it's fully grown, it can live for about 50 years.
Crazy.
Alright.
If it's illegal to pick, how did you get that one?
It's plastic.
It's plastic.
Makes sense.
How long will it take to grow that size?
Very, so maybe 30 years, I guess.
Why don't we let her continue then? We can ask questions at the end.
This is the Honeycrisp apple tree. The Honeycrisp apple is the state fruit. It was adopted in 2006. The Honeycrisp apple is a crossbreed between two different apples. The Macoun apple and the Honey Gold apple. And the Honeycrisp apple is known for its crispiness and how juicy it is. And they are mainly found, they are mainly grown in Minnesota. And this is the red pine. It was adopted in 1953. It looks like, well, it's over here too.
Oh,
These weren't exactly the right one, but the real red pine or Norway pine looks sort of like an upside down foxtail. Or cheatgrass, it has two needles that grow on every branch, but when they snap, they double. They like snap and then they grow more, and so on and so forth. And then it has two different types of pine cones, male and female. The male is round and red, and the female is sort of flattish and kind of brown. This is the morel mushroom, right there. It's very tiny. It can grow to be up to 6 inches. People usually use it in scrambled eggs. It was adopted in 1984, but you have to wash them before they do that, because then all the bugs will come out. And this right there is the walleye pike. It was adopted in 1965.
What is it?
The walleye pike, the state fish.
I know what you meant.
It is a very ugly fish.
Why they adopted it?
And it is the most common fish in Minnesota. And the largest walleye pike ever found was 17 pounds, 8 ounces.
Oh, that's pretty big.
This is the Lake Superior agate.
Agate.
It's the finished version.
That's cool.
I can't exactly get the unfinished version. Maybe I can. Here's the unfinished.
Hey. That's cool.
It was adopted in 1969. Normally they're as big as a pea, but actually some have been found that weigh 20 pounds,
Whoa.
and they're the size of a bowling ball. right here is the common loon. It is a very exceedingly large black and white bird with red eyes. You might, parents might remember him from the might remember the golden loon, common loon from On Golden Pond. Its sound, its call is kind of haunting and eerie. It's just really creepy. You normally hear it in the summer months. It sounds like this. Kind of a wolf-ish sound. Except coming from a bird.
Do you have a picture of it?
It's right here.
Are those like nails?
The prettier black and white ones. This is the blueberry muffin.
Oh, I'm sorry, to what, honey?
A blueberry muffin. It's the state muffin. It was adopted in 1988. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Blueberries are normally found in the marshland and
No way.
yes. Yay!
Oh, that's from Minnesota.
No, I don't believe so.
They're just blueberry muffins.
Yeah,
Blueberry muffin now.
mini blueberry. Yes.
Blueberry muffin.
What the craziness? You can just pick one.
Oh my gosh.
There's 12. but I'll
9,
give you-
12. What if there's only 12?
I have another
Then you
package.
Oh, do you guys already want to pass them?
Isa, have you finished your presentation?
No.
Okay, guys, why don't we pass those quietly?
This is the wild rice. It was adopted in 1977 as Minnesota's state grain. It is not like any other grain because it normally grows in the Great Lakes. And this is my Lake Superior over here. It comes around in and or by the Great Lakes, and it comes around and it's here. So that's why this one's growing here, and this one is growing close to the Mississippi River. I have cows here to represent milk, which was adopted as the state symbol, or state drink in 1984. Minnesota produces 6% of the milk that goes out in the United States every day, which means every day Minnesota produces about 9.6 million pounds of milk.
Whoa.
That must be a lot of pounds. A lot. And this is my state seal. Oh wait, I got a monarch. This is a monarch butterfly, sort of. It's yellow. Oops. Yeah. We couldn't find monarch butterflies, but the males have white dots and the females do not. Many people think that as well as many people think that the milkweed is the only thing that the monarch eats, and that's understandable because the other foods that it eats are yet to be discovered. They get their colors from the milkweed, which makes them look toxic to predators. This is the and the monarch butterfly was adopted in 1998. This is my state seal. It has the 3 pine trees here to represent the 3 Great Pine regions, which are St. Croix, the Mississippi, and Lake Superior. This here represents the river here represents the Mississippi River, and this is St. Anthony Falls, which is also right here. This plow here represents the tools which the Indians and pioneers used, such as a horse gives a spear, an axe, a rifle, and a plow. The plowed ground represents agriculture, which is one of Minnesota's important industries, and there's a stump here to represent how important lumber is to Minnesota. And then the sun represents the flat plains, and the flat plains cover most of Minnesota. The Indian riding a horse, it represents the many Indian tribes such as the Ojibwa. That's pretty good. In Minnesota, you can see the northern lights.
What's the
so
pick?
like,
Okay.
Crazy.
Is that it, sweetie?
yeah, that's it.
All right.
That was crazy. I feel like this presentation is we get stuff.
When did Minnesota become a state?
I just wanted to
It's
like, trying to get all the
1858. It became 18. Yeah, 18.
I wonder why it
Can I have
went
the
from
last one?
1858 clear up into the 80s.
Who's thinking that's important?
Christian, but
State
Annabelle.
and all that.
That's pretty easy to answer. Oftentimes, things are gradually chosen, and for example, our
Hey, can I have one?
state
I
Appaloosa
want purple.
as our state animal here was selected by children.
I'm first in line.
Second line. Second line.
And so it's over time that
I
there
already
are
called
many states that
There
progressive.
isn't purple, there's pink.
I'm a pink.
So much of that.
I'm first in line. I'm in an
No, Lisa, I have just one question, sweetie.
Mine. Yes.
On the tribe, is the tribe still active?
The Ojibwa tribe, that's not the tribe that is still active.